Man of Interest here, and sorry this video is a little bit delayed, but it's Friday and it's time to go over my RF87u. So this is going to be the build video and a quick brief intro of what we're about to see. This is a RF87u with Hipro Hangul keycaps, 55-gram domes, and a guillotine case, as they call it. Lube sliders, lube stabilizers. Feels absolutely amazing. And this is its little journey. Let's go. Hello everyone, and in front of me today right now is a RF87u with white keycaps instead of the black keycaps. Pretty good board. 45-gram uniform weighting. There's a few things I want to do with this board, and I want to walk everyone through it together because that's what we're going to do today. First steps first, we're going to be taking off all of these keycaps because I'll show you something interesting about these RF87us that no one likes. And that something interesting when we get there will be this left control with the LED. So first, let's get to keycap pulling. Okay, as a quick note for your spacebar, don't lose your spring. It helps with the spacebar comeback, which is very, very important for the upstroke, in my opinion. So let's look at this key right here. Let me just get the good old zoom lens. Get all up in there, okay? Good old zoom lens. So from this, we can see the issue. See, the prongs here are on the sides here and here, whereas a normal stem has it up down. And the diameter is also smaller than a normal one. Why, Topra? Why? They apparently did this to accommodate this LED here in the corner, but like they were able to accomplish that with this. They were able to accomplish that with the num lock where the scroll lock is without needing to modify the housing, so there's a non-standard housing, and this stem. So we're gonna have to modify the plate and actually make it bigger to accommodate a standard housing and standard slider. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. And to do that, let me show you real quick our parts we'll be doing it with. So from another board I just assembled a long time ago, I do have an extra housing and appropriate slider that's going to work to replace it. But first, how do we take this apart? Well, the first thing to do is keep organized. So I'm going to keep organized by grabbing a Ziploc bag and putting all my keycaps in it. So taking apart this keyboard is pretty easy, actually. First steps first, turn it to its back side. This custom Topper sticker was applied afterwards. So there's 8 tabs, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they actually match up on the top as well. But we can access these bottom ones, and all you do is you actually use your fingers even. You pull the tab towards you like this for each one, and you'll even see the seams loosening up when you do so. So 1, 2, 3, 4, lift up, and the other tabs will undo automatically. When you do this, watch out for this cable. So at this point, we can actually just turn the whole enclosure upside down. Top piece removed. Nice and easy. Next step is the bottom piece. And from here, it just lifts off the bottom. Of course, there's this cable that connects it. I don't know why and how this just fell off, but that's okay. That is a non-issue. I'll just clamp that down somewhere later. Got one JST connector here and one screw here to undo. There's a Phillips head, and you're going to be needing your Phillips bit because there's a lot of Phillips bits you're going to be working on today. So take out the grounding wire. That is super tight for some reason. Bam, nice and easy. Now, the bottom of the case, don't lose that screw, is separated from top of the case. This is what we have to work with. Next, now it's going to be working on separating the PCB to the plate, which is going to be, as you can see down here, a lot of different screws. So, it's your parts tray. Hopefully you have an extra screwdriver, otherwise it's going to be annoying, but let's just start doing this. So, we've done all the screws finally. So in theory, when we separate this, I do want to separate it with the top going up this time. Everything comes off, including the dumb stem. So let's move PCB out of the way and keep it face up for now. Let's take out this. So on each of the housings, there's a tab on the top north and south side of the switch. So let's just poke that tab in just a little bit while putting a little bit of pressure. There we go. And now the other side. Push it in, a little bit of pressure. I said a little bit of pressure. There we go. And it falls out. So here is the stem, and here's the housing. We can compare this with a standard. There's it falls to the ground, my lens, other lens. Come on, pop out. Stem housing. So, difference, cutout right there. Zoom in on this. Zoom in on this action. Okay. These are, if you put them facing the same way, different on the little nubs. They have the interior. This one's also smaller in the over circumference, which makes it basically unusable for a normal switch, for a normal Topper switch, which sucks. So that's something. So how are we going to modify this plate, you might be wondering? Well, there's only one way. Good old power tools. So here I have a nice, very inexpensive $20 Dremel and some cheap bits that it came with. Sorry, not a Dremel, that's branded. It's a $20 rotary tool. A rotary tool, like when. It is in the off position. That's very important as I go and plug it in. Hello, Georgia. Would you like to be let out of my room? Stop bothering people. Okay. So, next up, starting to work on this. That's very fast. Let's turn that down. So what's the goal here? The goal here is to make sure this standard housing fits. And as you can see, is not fit because of this corner. So we need to square that off into a normal square. That's where the fun's gonna come in today. I don't really have good tools for this. I have a lot of polishing bits, but polishing bits aren't particularly good. Let me take out my other Dremel kit, see what we have to work with. Rotary attachments and bits kits. Bits kit. Maybe one of these will do to grind it down a little bit. Try that as well. So I'm not a rotary tool expert by any means. As a fair warning, there's definitely and probably easier ways than what I'm doing. But as long as you know what you have to do, you yourself can make it possible. I'm just gonna be safe and put on safety glasses. So this doesn't look pretty, but you won't know after the keycaps go on. That's what counts, right? We getting closer. Let's try just polishing everything off. Okay, are we closer to the fitment that we would like? The answer is, oh yes. Can I just, you know, just have it fit in there? Almost. Ooh, the answer is yes, I believe. Yep, and that's it. I have fit it in there. It doesn't look the greatest, but now I can grab a normal toper slider and just pop it the correct way. Bam. We're ready for normal toper keycap there. Perfect. That just took a few minutes of our time. We're not done yet though. Now we gotta deal with this LED. Before we deal with this LED, let me clean up this table, which is now very, very messy. So to get to this, we're gonna have to desolder that. I'm gonna do a dome swap anyways, so I'm gonna take everything out. Dome swap is in the name of the game. These two right here. I'm gonna warm up good old desoldering iron. desoldering iron will take care of the rest. Nice and simple, and we have this LED out now. Nice, clean PCB. Now, it's dome time. Next, we need to pop out all of these sliders. So let's pop out these sliders. So with these sliders, you can use some kind of like pencil or your fingers like me, and just gonna push them through. Let's go through this real quick. Do all of them except the stabs. For the stabilized keys, you'll have to do those later, with the spacebar being the exception. Some of them are a bit easy to push out. For the housing, you don't want the housing to go out, just the slider. And the housing goes out like this, then pop the slider out, and then housing back in. All of them except the stabilized, 2 stabilized keys. Yep, that is correct. Just grab all these sliders, double check around my desk area. Very, very good. Next step, getting out the lube. Got my lube bag. Very slow amount of 15-14 lefts. Let's do these stabilizers, which a lot of people may be wondering about. So these are hook style stabilizers. They hook on the sides. So this one is a bit of the easiest one, if I remember correctly, which is there's 2 little tabs, which it kind of just hooks in. If it wants to stop being annoying to me. The rest of them actually are a bit simple. The rest of them actually kind of just twirl out. Actually can clip out. You can see small little clips. I bring it in for you. The wire clips in 2 points, here and here. So nice and easy to make sure that you can just unclip them. Giorgio, hey, cut it out. Or what you can do is you can bust out the whole stabilizer like I did, so you can work on it, because that also works. So usually with enough force from the top side, you can also just pop them out of its clips. Easy peasy. Next, now we actually gotta lube these with good lube. By good lube, I mean thick stuff. The thick stuff. For lube, I do like silicone brushes. So, here's the wires for the channels for the wires. You need to make sure those are lubed, as well as where it clips in. So real quick, I'm just gonna do a quick touch of where it's gonna go clipping in. And then you can lube the sides where it's gonna rub. A very light coat though, nothing intense. And on the stabilizer itself, just a little bit just put a little bit on the channel, where the wire moves. What you gotta do to put it together, so you put the wire in the stabilizer key first. Both sides. Then clips in, I believe. Oh, I haven't done this in a cool minute. Uh-oh. Much better. That's quieter. The one down. A few more to go. Back to shaking these. Okay. Sliders, how do you look? You look lubed. Should wear a glove or something on my thumb. Oh well. Everyone real quick to see what I'm getting my hands involved in. Okay, great news. Everything works. So now we get the fun of putting it all back together. And then we have, of course, we have the fun of making sounds. So we're gonna find out. Did lubing, bag lubing all of these stems, will it pay off? What do you guys think? We're gonna find out pretty shortly, I think. So let's start reassembling this case. This is my Real Force 87u, the guillotine case, Hangul Hipro 55-gram domes. Done for now.